I have a top 5 list.
Oh.
Top 5 surprises through 2 weeks of the 2024 National Football League season. Hit it, please.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's top 5.
All righty. Music, please. Top 5 surprises through 2 weeks of the National Football League 2024 season. Number 5 on this list, the almost 2-0 Patriots. Dude,
so close.
They are not your homecoming this year. And that was the conversation going in. The win-loss game every single time was Patriots, win.
They didn't get a single win
against the
from
Patriots.
people, I don't think.
Not at all. And, hey, man, I know you wanted a pick in the top 5. I would say right now, what's more likely? No way. No way.
Yeah.
They've got a coach who won't countenance that. And they went into Cincinnati and played better.
Yeah.
Played better, played situational football, played better in all phases, and then took the Seahawks all the way to overtime at home.
Well, they took us to overtime and won.
That's true.
Pats were winning most of that game.
I know. That's a good way to put it.
Another thing that nobody's talking about is Drake May is getting 30% of the first-team reps in practice, which is unheard of across the league. He's going to play sooner than people think.
Who's getting the reps?
Drake May is getting 30% of first-team reps.
No, he's not. Drake Maye.
Get it right.
I was like, did I mispronounce his name?
No.
You did.
You did.
Well, you did, yeah.
Oh, so that's the way it's going to be.
Darake
Maye.
Apparently, the Bucks Twitter account used Chauncey McLaughlin today, which we're very proud of.
I want to point out in my main football league, someone had the audacity to drop Ladidi last night.
Oh my goodness!
Ladidi.
I'm going to pick him up.
McConkey. All right, number 4 on this list. Bryce Young benched after 2 games.
Right.
Who in the world saw this coming? Because you want to talk about homecoming. I think people thought coming into the league this year it would be Carolina and New England would be your homecomings.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bryce Young is benched, the new coach hired because of what he did for his quarterbacks in his 2 previous spots, hired for his positivity, for the glass half full. And this team, as all in on a first overall draft pick as you possibly can imagine for the compensation they gave up to trade up to go get him. And 2 games into the new coach's tenure, he's benched. And what in the hell is happening there? And what's the pathway forward? But what's the metric by which the Panthers will consider him a startable quarterback again this year when you know he's not going to get reps? You don't get many reps during the season. What you just talked about with Drake Maye is rare that you're going to see reps split between veteran and rookie quarterback during a season when the rookie is being seasoned on the bench. This is one of the most surprising stories, and the only reason why it's not higher is because I'm trying to be a bit more positive with some of the rest. And that's number 3. The third surprise on this list for the top 5 surprises through 2 weeks of the NFL season is Sam Darnold 4.0. This is 4.0, Sam. As we know, 1.0 is Jet, 2.0 is Carolina, 3.0 was Niner, and 4.0 is Viking starter. 2-0 in Sam Darnold 4.0. Taking care of the Giants on the road, and then taking down the 49ers. It helps to have Justin Jefferson go 97 yards in the manner in which he did, but give it up. And I'll give it up to Jordan Palmer. Nostra Palmerus did it again. Right? How many times are you going to come on this year? On the show and say, look out for that guy.
Yeah. And have him.
Last year it was the backup in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah. The guy from Washington.
Right.
I'm blanking on now.
And
Jake Browning.
And now it's Sam Darnold. 4.0. That's a prize. Number 2 on this list, I know I wanted to go glass half full for the rest of the way, but I can't hear. The 0-2 Ravens. I did not see that coming. I thought, yes, if they lost in Kansas City and the manner in which they lost in Kansas City, it sure looked like they'd take out the Raiders, and they had the Raiders right where they wanted them and let them off the mat and lost at home, and they're 0-2, and their offensive line has some questions about it, to say the least. waiting for the turnaround to come, but the fact that they are going into Dallas in week 3 0-2 is a surprise to me. You know, I didn't see that one coming. Number one, the biggest surprise through 2 weeks of the 2024 National Football League season, the New Orleans Saints are everything, everywhere, all at once. That is the biggest surprise. They eviscerated Carolina in their home opener. And as a matter of fact, if Bryce Young winds up being done in Carolina somehow, some way, I know I'm extrapolating this out to the worst degree for Carolina. The tailspin this year began in New Orleans with what the Saints did to him. And then the Saints just turned around and said, we'll turn the Cowboys entirely into something like that too. Coming out, the offense looking like the 2009 Saints. And you could say, Rich, what are you talking about? Well, they're the first team to score 44 or more points in each game to start 2-0 in a season since the 2009 Saints. That's the way they have come out of the gate with the Clint Kubiak coordinated offense. The defense is doing its usual thing. And now this big game against the Houston Texans. Can't wait to see that in week number 3. That is the biggest surprise through the first 2 weeks.
One more?
Sure, why not?
All right, we'll get one more.
Not a surprise to me, but a surprise to many. Jim Harbaugh has totally transformed the Los Angeles Chargers.
Right.
Everybody thinking, no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, no clue, no chance. And Harbaugh basically has taken this team and molded it in his image to the point of taking a defensive lineman wearing number 99 and putting a number 44 on him and saying, you're playing fullback, and J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, you're going to come in and we're going to play a hot hand. And Dobbins raises a hand and says, mine's hot. And then defensively, they are absolutely blanketing the field. Now, we need to see what happens when they take on a quarterback that we believe has a top 5 quarterback in the league, elite resume, and Gardner Minshew, despite being 30 of 38 against the Ravens in that surprising win last week. A lot of people don't put him in that category, I would say. And then, obviously, Bryce Young having his last game as a Panther potentially this year or maybe ever. Didn't look good against the Chargers defense. Now comes Justin Fields. We'll see. But Jim Harbaugh has totally transformed the Chargers. They are 2-0. They are talking like him. They are picking up what he's putting down. And we are thrilled that he's back because Bill Belichick's press conference moment, we don't have those anymore here at the moment. So instead, we now have Harbaugh files. And the latest and greatest came yesterday. Hit it.
Sometimes people that are standing on third base think they hit a triple, but they didn't.
The Harbaugh Files.
He's just a great coach. I mean, one of the best I've ever been around. You know, like Moses, I'm gonna die leaning on my staff.
The Harbaugh Files.
I'm not entirely familiar, but did Moses die leaning on a staff?
Listen, man.
Okay.
I might have gone Gandalf.
Right.
Did he? I don't know.
I have no idea either.
When it comes to religious references, I'm going to lean on Harbaugh instead of you.
Definitely not me.
That's my top 5 list of biggest surprises through the first 2 weeks of the National Football League season. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.